I think that it's always unfair to put customs without any negotiation. The bigger challenge is to make a unified Europe. Palestine, they must have a land.
In July, the EU reached a framework deal with the United States that puts 15% tariffs on most goods from the EU. From your observation, what is the long-term impact of that deal to EU's economic competitiveness in the world?
The impact is our export to the US are decreasing in the last month. Of course, they were increasing before the tariff because everybody was selling before the tariff. Now they are going down, and nobody knows which will be the result in the future. I don't think that there will be U.S. reindustrialization. U.S. are leaders in service, but industry, they lost too much time, and they have no manpower, skilled manpower to reorganize industry. So I do think that the new services, they will go on and continue to be leaders in the world. But the idea of Trump to bring back industry in the US is impossible because you have no people to do it.
Do you personally think the deal is actually unfair for the EU?
I think that it's always unfair to put customs without any negotiation. You know, it's a step back, but not only with the United States. In any case, you know, I have been accustomed to negotiate, always negotiate this change of policy.
Is there any winner that came out of this deal?
I think the loser are United States. The United States has always become great because of fresh blood from outside. Before, let's say, Germans, then Italian, Polish, then Chinese, Indians. Now, no immigrant, and for skilled, very skilled technician, you have a taxation of 100,000 euros. That is to remain without blood. China is doing the reverse. And it's quite incredible that China attracts skilled people and the United States refuses them. And this, for me, it was absolutely incredible. I should have never thought of this event. And I think that is a damage for the US. Because you need, look, but the new leaders in internet, they are South Africans, they are Indians, they are Chinese. But half of them, they are not Americans, you know. And so I found it impossible to understand.
Why do you think China is able to attract all these foreign talents?
Because they make diversity. They make you thinking. And so foreign talents are, I repeat, a new blood in the body. I am more insisting on skilled people, but even in the normal jobs, you know, when you have a split society in which you have not social workers able to help weak people and so on, foreign migration helps you to rise up your way of living, you know. So clearly the coexistence is not easy.
Let's turn to the biggest event of today. Hamas and Israel reached a deal on the first phase of a peace plan that aims at a Gaza ceasefire and the release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners. Actually, reports show that 20 living hostages and 9 bodies have been returned from Hamas to Israel. Can you please share with us your assessment on the peace plan?
I have been hyper happy of the end of the slaughter of people, For me, both the 7th of October and Gaza for me was, you cannot see children killed, hospitals, So I have been happy, but the process of peace is long, and the 20 conditions are difficult to implement. So, thanks God for this truce, but it's early to talk about peace. And now we need a long diplomatic work, and I do hope that this will be done with mediators, with the interest of other countries. And then you must have the end of East Palestine, they must have a land. You cannot have a people without a country.
Currently, the EU is facing many challenges, including what you just mentioned, immigration, and also the rise of populism, and also the conflict in Ukraine, and also energy transition. Which is the biggest challenge in your perspective?
The big challenge is to make a unified Europe, because this is a fantastic process, because we had centuries of wars, of blood, and think to the 2 world wars. Then we decided to stick together, but this is a slow process because of the roots that the hints I made you before. If you take China and Europe, from one side, very decision-making process from China, very quick, very, united, very, of course you have internal process to do it, but then you have one voice. In Europe, still, we are building the building, but in spite of that, this is my dream, because in the hand of a bloody history and the preparation of cooperative history. This will be done by our son or our grandchildren, let us put it this way. But we have to be patient in life.
In the future, how do you see the EU positioning itself between the United States and China? How should the EU pursue its independent geopolitical interests and economic interests?
And nobody knows, because now the actor has not been Europe, The actor has been United States. They decided to insulate. And the European reaction is mixed from one side. Clearly, we have this long friendship with the United States. From the other side, we are absolutely surprised in a negative way from that, which will be the long, terrible result. I don't know, also because I am not sure that Trump policy will be forever. Not only because Trump can be substituted by some other leader, but also because he changes his opinion, not every day, but every minute, So, but in this moment, there is the idea that a strengthening of the European Union could be an asset for all of us, but not easy because of the unanimity vote, not easy to have a European common army, to European common foreign policy, and if you have not a common foreign policy, you have not a common policy.
Reflecting on your remarkable life from the professor at the University of Bologna to the center of the world stage, what core principles or beliefs have guided you throughout?
I have to be honest. Everything went by chance. Let's say I was passionate in politics, and there was some sort of split in the political life. And my idea was to aggregate people, and I was successful. I was traveling 1 year with an old bus through the country without any money, but it was successful, you know, and I won the elections. Unexpected victory. But my job, the continuity of my job is to be a professor, you know. And I am still called, if I go walking through Bologna, they call me professor, not president.